Welcome to the Cam Settings page. This is the single control center for every live webcam network your ComusThumbz site pulls performers from. From here, you choose which cam sites are active, store your affiliate IDs and API keys, decide how many performers to fetch per sync, set your white label domain for branded redirects, and maintain a per-site whitelist of performers you want to feature. To open it, log into your admin panel and navigate to domain.com/ct/admin/cams_settings.php. Or from the admin menu, select Settings, then Cam Settings. The breadcrumb at the top of the page confirms the path. Dashboard, then Cam Performers, then API Settings. When the page loads, you'll see a green gradient banner across the top with the page title, a video icon, and a Manage Performers button on the right that takes you to the Cam Performers list. Below the banner are 3 summary stat cards. Below that is a tabbed interface with 1 tab per cam site, plus a final Help tab. There are 13 cam site tabs in total: Chatterbait, Strip Chat, Bonga Cams, Cam 4, Cam Builder, Cam Soda, Flirt 4, Free MLive, Live Jasmine, XLove, Sky Private, MFC, and Amateur TV, followed by Help. We'll walk through every section. The stats grid. Before we dive into the tabs, take a moment to read the stats row at the top. There are 3 cards, each with a colored left edge. The first card, with a dark green edge, shows total sites, the count of every cam network defined in the system. Out of the box, that's 13. The second card, with a bright green edge, shows enabled sites, the count of cam networks where you've checked the Enable API box. Until you enable a network, no performers are pulled from it, no listings appear on the front end, and no clicks are tracked. The third card, with a blue edge, shows configured sites, the count of cam networks that have at least 1 credential stored. A site is considered configured the moment you save an API key, affiliate ID, or whatever credential that network requires. Configured but not enabled means the credentials are in place, but the integration is paused, useful when you're staging a launch. Below the stats, if you've just saved a form, a green or red alert banner appears with a confirmation message or an error. The tab navigation. Below the stats grid is the tabs container, a white panel with rounded corners. The tab bar runs across the top with 1 button per cam site, and each button has a small status dot on the left that lights up green when that site is enabled or stays gray when disabled. A glance at the tab bar tells you which integrations are live without having to click into each one. The tabs are sticky. If you save a form on the Strip Chat tab, the page reloads and lands you back on Strip Chat instead of jumping to the first tab. The URL hash also updates as you click through, so you can bookmark a specific tab. For example, domain.com/ct/admin/cams_settings.php hash Chatterbait takes you straight to the Chatterbait tab. The very last tab is Help with a question mark icon. We'll cover that at the end. Anatomy of a cam site tab. Every cam site tab follows the same layout, so once you understand one, you understand all 13. We'll walk it from top to bottom using Chatterbait as the example, then call out the per-site differences. At the top of the tab is a green section title that reads the site name, followed by API settings. For example, Chatterbait API settings. Directly below the title is a yellow info box with 2 pieces of information. The first line says, to use the site name integration, configure your API credentials below. The second line is a sign-up link that opens the affiliate program sign-up page in a new tab. If you don't have an affiliate account yet, click that link first, sign up, and come back with your credentials. Below the info box are 5 form fields in this order. First, the credential field. The label changes per site. For Chatterbait, it's affiliate ID WM parameter. For Strip Chat, it's user ID. For Bonga Cams, it's affiliate code. For Cam 4 and Flirt 4 free, it's API key. For XLove, it's auth secret. For Cam Builder, Cam Soda, and Sky Private, it's affiliate ID. For MLive, Live Jasmine, and MFC, it's API key, X-API key. And for Amateur TV, it's affiliate ID, UUID. Whatever it's called, this is the primary credential the platform uses to authenticate against that site's feed. Second, only on the CAM4 tab, an extra field appears labeled Affiliate ID. CAM4 is the one network that needs both an API key and a separate affiliate ID, so it gets a second credential row. Third, a max results field, a number input that defaults to 1,000. This caps how many performers the cron sync pulls per run. The minimum allowed is 1, the maximum is 50,000. Most installs leave this at 1,000. Raise it if you want a deeper roster. Lower it if you want to keep your performer table small for testing. Fourth, on most sites, a white label domain field. This is the host name your branded redirect links use when sending visitors out to the CAM network. Chatterbait's default is cbxyz.com. StripChats is stripchat.com. BongaCams uses bongacams.com, and so on. If you have a custom white label domain registered with the affiliate program, replace the default here. The hint below the field reminds you to use the white label domain registered with that specific CAM network. Fifth, an additional parameters field. The label and meaning of this field varies. For most sites, it's a free-form query string appended to the API request. For example, on StripChat, the platform pre-populates API key equals, followed by a long token. And on Amateur TV, it's order equals highlighted, ampersand, genre equals W, ampersand, adult_content equals 1, ampersand, lang equals EN. On Sky Private, the same field is repurposed as the app key field. On MLive, Live Jasmine, and MFC, all three of which route through Crack Revenue, the placeholder reads token from Crack Revenue support, meaning you need to email Crack Revenue's affiliate team and ask them to issue you a token, then paste it here. Below the parameters field is the Enable API checkbox. This is the master switch for that single CAM network. When it's checked, the integration is live and performers will sync. When unchecked, the integration is paused. Credentials stay saved, but no syncing happens, and the front end won't show performers from this network. Be aware, this toggle does more than just flip a column in TBL CAM sites. It also writes to TBL feature toggles. The save handler calls a function called sync CAM feature toggle, which maps each CAM site name to a feature key. For example, Chatterbait maps to feature _CAM_Chatterbait, StripChat to feature _CAM_StripChat, and so on for all 12 major sites except Amateur TV. Toggling the checkbox here keeps the feature flag in sync, and the session feature cache is cleared automatically, so the change takes effect on the next page request. At the bottom of the form is a green Save Settings button with a save icon. Click it to write all 5 fields plus the enable flag to the TBL CAM sites table. The page redirects back to the same tab and shows a green success banner reading, Site Name Settings Updated Successfully. If the database write fails, the banner turns red and includes the underlying error. The whitelist section. Scroll down past the Save Settings button on any CAM site tab, and you'll find a second section, separated by a gray section title that reads Performer Whitelist. The whitelist is a per-site list of performer usernames you specifically want to feature, 1 per line. The text area is monospaced and pre-fills with whatever placeholder text the page provides. Typically, Performer 1, Performer 2, Performer 3, stacked on 3 lines. Replace those placeholders with the real usernames you want to whitelist. The form hint below the text area explains the behavior. Enter performer usernames, 1 per line. If the whitelist is empty, all performers fetched from that network are shown. If the whitelist has entries, only those performers appear. So leaving it blank means show everything. Filling it in means show only these. Below the text area is a gray Save Whitelist button. It writes to a separate column on TBL CAM sites called whitelist, using its own form action called save_whitelist. The 2 forms, the API settings form and the whitelist form, are independent, so you can save credentials without touching the whitelist, or update the whitelist without resaving credentials. Per site notes, most tabs are identical. A few have quirks worth calling out. Chatterbait and StripChat ship pre-configured with credentials and are enabled by default. Replace the samples with your real values before going live. Strip chat also pre-populates an API key in the additional parameters field. CAM4 is the only tab with two credential fields side by side, the API key on top and a separate affiliate ID below it. MLive, Live Jasmine, and MFC all route through Crack Revenue. The sign-up link on all 3 points to crackrevenue.com, and you'll receive a single X-API-key plus a separate token for the parameters field. Sky Private relabels the parameters field as App Key. XLove uses an auth secret instead of an API key. Amateur TV uses an affiliate ID and UUID format and pre-fills the parameters field with a sample query string. Bonga Cams, Cam Builder, Cam Soda, and Flirt for Free are blank by default. Fill in the credential, the white label domain if you have one, leave max results at 1000, and check Enable API. Help. Click the Help tab at the far right of the tab bar. This is a static reference page split into 5 sections. Getting started lists the 3 concepts that matter. API credentials are how you authenticate, the whitelist controls which performers show up, and filtering rules apply on top of the whitelist. Update frequency tells you how often each network is polled. Chatterbait and Strip Chat each have their own cadence. The rest share a default. The exact intervals are managed from the cron manager page. Available sites is a bulleted list of the 12 major networks with a one-liner about each. Troubleshooting gives you 5 practical checks. Review the error logs, verify your credentials, respect the rate limits, check the database for the expected rows, and run a test fetch before relying on the integration in production. Database structure names the 2 tables behind this page. TBL, CAM sites for site-level configuration, and TBRL CAMs performers for the roster of performers pulled in by the cron jobs. How it all fits together. In short, this page is the front end for the TBL CAM sites table. Each row represents one CAM network, and the columns you edit here are the credential, the max results cap, the white label domain, the additional parameters, the enabled flag, and the performer whitelist. The CAM sync cron job, typically run from the live CAMs group on the cron manager, reads each enabled row, calls the network's API, and writes incoming performers into TBL CAMs performers. A practical setup sequence. Sign up for affiliate accounts on every network you want to feature. Fill in credentials 1 tab at a time, saving after each. Set your white label domain if you have one registered. Check Enable API and save. Then confirm the CAM sync jobs in the cron manager are turned on. Wait a few minutes and check the CAM performers page to see your roster populating. It's the CAM settings page. 13 CAM site tabs plus a help tab, 2 forms per tab, credentials and whitelist. 3 stat cards at the top, and 1 feature toggle sync running quietly in the background. Configure once per integration, save, enable, and the cron jobs take it from there. If you ever need to pause a network without losing its credentials, just uncheck Enable API and save. If you ever need to feature only a curated set of performers from a network, fill in the whitelist. Everything else is automatic.